BJP's Prajadhwani echoes in Karnataka. Double-engine Sarkar's big manifesto release. Uniform Civil Code, freebies and Nandini milk. Congress calls BJP poll promises bogus. Karnataka Manifesto War. Top focus at 6:30 p.m. with Nabila Jamal.
India today, State of War Karnataka with me, Nabila Jamal, and I'm right now in the very beautiful Bengaluru city. As always, unpredictable weather with the nice drizzle covering the iconic Vidhan Sauda. I'm right in front of the Power Center where on the 10th of May, Karnataka will vote on which party will come to power in this very building here. Vidhan Sauda is where all the MLAs will be seated. It's going to be an interesting affair, a tough fight between main parties, the BJP, the Congress, the JDS. There are a few more in the mix that could divide votes, which is what makes Karnataka a very interesting battle this time. And to convince voters, the first things first, parties have now released their manifestos. BJP has released their manifesto 9 days ahead of elections, and I'm going to take you through snippets of that. This manifesto is going to, it's called Prajadhwani. Prajadhwani meaning people's voice. This is the manifesto that's been rolled out by BJP chief, the national president JP Nadda today, alongside Basuraj Bommai. There was former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, and they made about 16 poll promises in the entire manifesto. That also includes 5 kilo rice, 1 litre Nandini milk for free every day for BPL families, 3 free cooking gas cylinders annually for all BPL households. It also plans to give out 10 lakh housing sites to homeless people across the state. BJP also planning to designate Bengaluru as a state capital region to develop the city for the next generation, basically making it something like the NCR region that we have even in the Delhi, Noida NCR region, something like that they plan for Bengaluru, which means a lot of tax money which will be used for development concentrated for Bengaluru city. Also many other measures that have been announced that they plan to roll out, and more importantly, the highlight here was the Uniform Civil Code and the NRC, which the BJP has promised. I'm going to cut across to all the top BJP leaders who spoke to India Today exclusively on their manifesto and how they plan to convince their voters.
The manifesto that you put out has a number of freebies, or what your critics will describe as freebies. For example, you're giving free gas cylinders, you're promising free rice, you're promising free milk, you're promising free bus travel. Is this not freebie culture which you've attacked of the Congress party?
Lot of difference.
What's the difference?
See, what, for example, half liter of milk, it is the part of the nutritious food to be given on Poshan Abhiyan, where there is a huge malnutrition in the society. We want a healthy society, especially in vulnerable class, especially in BPL class. We want to, see, earlier in government of Karnataka, we were giving them eggs. So is it a freebie? So giving nutritious food to the poor people, I don't think it's a freebie. It is a necessity.
To understand from you, Mr. Yediyurappa, this election, you are not the Chief Minister face. But are you fully committed to fighting for the BJP to win this election? Because there's a belief that the Lingayat vote has got split in this election.
101%. I told our Lingayat community, myself voluntarily resigned and given an opportunity to the Basuraj Bommai ji. And question of Lingayat community, not happy that question does not arise. And wherever I go, I address the Lingayat community people. Why I resigned? Because to give opportunity to
so you are not being sidelined?
Not at all, not at all.
You are fully involved in the election campaign?
Yeah, you know very well, from last 2 months, day and night, I am touring in the state. And in next, up to election also, I will go around and I will see that we will get minimum 130 to 140 seats and we are going to form the government.
अब ये कांग्रेस पार्टी और इन लोगों को ये ऊपर ऊपर रहने की आदत हो गई, ये हवा में रहते हैं, इनको जमीनी सच्चाई की मालूम नहीं है. इसलिए ये मैनिफेस्टो इनके यहाँ एक पुलिंदा होता है, गारंटी वो दे रहा है जिसकी वारंटी नहीं हो। अब आप हमसे पूछोगे राजस्थान में क्या हुआ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अलाउंस का, आप पूछोगे महिलाओं को सशक्तिकरण के लिए 2000 रुपए देना था, आज ये 6 महीने बाद इलेक्शन आने वाले हैं, अब क्या हुआ आपको मालूम है, छत्तीसगढ़ का क्या हाल है आपको मालूम है। तो ये लोग जब चर्चा करते हैं तो देना तो कुछ है नहीं, वायदे किए चलो, हम जब कहते हैं तो करके देते हैं।
I'm going to quickly cut across to the BJP and its promises. These are the takeaways that the BJP has promised for the state of Karnataka as part of their manifesto. Here are the 10 takeaways, or a few more than 10 in fact. If I can take you through the 6 takeaways, beg your pardon. First is the focus on 2024 issues in Karnataka. The manifesto promises, national promises that we see here that the BJP has promised, that includes Uniform Civil Code and the NRC. They find a mention. Basically, this is national issue that predominantly highlights the manifesto of the BJP here in state assembly elections. And then we have the takeaway 2 here as national, as Nandini, milk that will be provided to poor families, BPL families, below poverty line, those who have the card will be provided with 1 litre Nandini milk every day. This is also a best way for the BJP to counter the anti-Nandini narrative that the Congress accused them of. And then we have, of course, anti-terror cell. Amid this polarization Karnataka that the BJP has promised that they're going to set up an anti-terror cell in Karnataka, which is another area where the BJP is trying to push for safety, security, national security, as the BJP really pitches themselves as the best party to handle the safety of the country as well as the state. So an anti-terrorism cell along with the registration, in fact, the BJP in its manifesto again reiterates the Muslim quota purge in Karnataka on how what they did with quashing the Muslim quota of 4% or based on religious minority is a great move. They've moved that 2% each to the Lingayats and Vokkaligas. So they've stressed on the fact that they've already provided reservation to the 2 other deserving communities like the Lingayats and Vokkaligas by taking it away from the Muslims. And then the takeaway 6, promise of Bengaluru's transformation as an electronic vehicle hub, something that certainly the city of Bengaluru was really eagerly looking for. We are looking to have infrastructure that supports electronic vehicles here. The BJP, one of the only parties we see here in the state who have made that pitch. Now I'm going to cut across to all the Congress and the leaders and their reactions on what they have said about the BJP's manifesto. DK Shivkumar Siddaramaiah mocking at the BJP for releasing the manifesto barely 9 days ahead of elections, saying how would it even reach or resonate with the crowds, the voting population here. Listen in to their views.
Sir, BJP has released a manifesto today, sir. How do you see this?
I think it is, they have completely failed. There is no strength in it. They said that they will ban freebie. Why 3 gas cylinders per year? We have given 2,000 rupees every month to see that their gas and all the price rise problem will be sorted out.
But Prime Minister Amit Shah, JP Nadda, everybody criticized Congress saying that it is a revdi culture of giving freebies. But they themselves have announced freebies and they claim that it is empowering, not a freebie.
We have given strength to every common man. If they do, they are saints. If we do, they look at it as a dictator. I think BJP in its manifesto and its promise in its administration has completely failed. ನಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾಳೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೋಗಸ್ಸು. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತ ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಬೋಗಸ್ ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ನಮಗೂ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೂ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಳೆದ ಸಾರಿ 600 ಭರವಸೆಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು 2018ರಲ್ಲಿ, ಬರೀ 55 ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ನಾವು 165 ಭರವಸೆಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು, 158 ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್.
All right, now as much as the Congress says what it says, let's cut across to what have been the promises that the Congress party has made. Let me reiterate here, the Congress is all set to release their manifesto formally tomorrow, but here's the 5-point guarantee that they've given much ahead, almost 2 months ago itself. The Congress has made some very key promises. And again, the allegation on the Congress's manifesto is freebie culture. They're endorsing freebie culture. I'm going to take you through those points here on what they promised. 4% quota for Muslims will be restored. This is the promise that the Congress has made. As much as the BJP says we're going to take it away, Congress says we come to power, we'll bring it back. Total quota limit, the reservation limit in Karnataka, they promised they will raise it from 50% to 75%. BJP had intended to raise it from 50 to 56 and from 56 to almost 65 is what they were looking at. Congress has promised 75%. Now the quota in proportion to population strength, that's another thing that the Congress has pitched, saying that they're going to release the caste consensus, the data on each caste and how many population of each community in Karnataka, and they're going to give a lot quota based on that population and their strength. Each housewife to get 2,000 rupees per month. That's the promise Congress has made. And then we also have electricity, free electricity, 200 units that the Congress has promised for free. Unemployed graduates, the Congress promises to get 3,000 rupees per month for 2 years. Unemployed graduate get money, 3,000 rupees. Unemployed diploma holders get 1,500 a month for 2 years. This is the Congress's promise. A lot of freebies that we see in the list here. Now I'm going to cut across to the JDS, the regional party, which usually is known as the kingmaker here. The JDS's manifesto, as we see here. Also, another thing that I forgot to point out is the Congress promising free travel to women in public transport. All right, now the JDS has promised free electric scooters. As they come down to woo women voters, they've promised free electric scooters to graduate girls, loan waivers for Stree Shakti group, 5 cooking gas cylinders for free per year, 6,000 rupees allowance for pregnant women, the JDS has promised. Assistance for widows has also been increased. Apart from that, they've given farmers and empowered farmers in a way. They're saying they're promising 2,000 monthly assistance to farmers' families, 10,000 assistance per acre to farmer families. For the youth, JDS has promised 8,000 per month for 1 year in skill training, 10 lakh rupees subsidy to set up industrial unit, 2 lakh subsidy for small businesses. This is exactly what we see of the JDS as well as the Congress, as they now have given an all-out battle that we're seeing between the parties here, who are issuing their manifestos and hoping that people are wooed into voting for them. If I can cut across to a lot more on what we see here, the highlight of the BJP's manifesto is the Uniform Civil Code. So UCC and NRC, the BJP has promised to implement in Karnataka. As much as we saw the same in Uttar Pradesh, there was this the same BJP narrative that has resonated in all BJP-ruled states. So the BJP promising that even in Karnataka it's not going to be different. If they come to power, UCC will be their pitch. This is what JP Nadda said in an exclusive conversation to India Today.
चुनाव से पहले आपको यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की क्यों याद आ जाती है नड्डा जी? उत्तराखंड के चुनाव थे, उससे पहले आपको याद आई। गुजरात के चुनाव थे, उससे पहले आपको याद आई। कर्नाटक के चुनाव घोषित हो गए, अब आप कह रहे हैं कि कमेटी बनाएंगे, नतीजे आएंगे तो हम कमेटी बना देंगे। यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड को लेकर आप लगातार राज्यों में जहां चुनाव होते हैं वहीं इस तरीके से क्यों कर रहे हैं?
सबसे पहली बात तो हिमांशु जी, याद आई ऐसा नहीं है। जब करना होता है तब हम कहते हैं, उससे पहले वाले को कहने का कोई अर्थ नहीं होता। अब हम सरकार बना रहे हैं, सरकार बनाने के समय हमारा ये एजेंडा है, और ये हमारा ही नहीं है, ये संविधान के निर्माताओं का कहना था कि सभ्य समाज के लिए और सबको साथ लेकर के चलने के लिए यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड होना चाहिए। उस यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड को जहां जहां हमारी सरकारें आएंगी वहां हम उसको इम्प्लीमेंट भी करेंगे और उसकी माइन्यूट डिटेल्स को वर्कआउट करने के लिए हाई पावर्ड कमेटी बनाएंगे। ये कोई झुंझुना तो है नहीं, इसमें सारी चीजों की डिटेल्स को वर्कआउट करना पड़ेगा। समाज में समरसता पैदा होते हुए यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड बने, इसकी आवश्यकता होगी। अगर इन डिटेल्स को वर्कआउट करना है तो हाई पावर्ड कमेटी बैठेगी और इसको स्टेट आगे लागू करेगा, क्योंकि हम सक्षम होंगे, इसलिए हम इसको मैनिफेस्टो में कह रहे हैं।
All right, there you have it. UCC BJP promises. It has raised a lot of questions and opinions in the state of Karnataka. I've spoke to a bunch of very vocal people from the state here who are different backgrounds, largely techies, who have an opinion on the manifestos as well as UCC. Right in front of Vidhan Saudar, I've spoken. I'm going to leave you with that. Let's have a listen. The manifestos of parties are what will ultimately invite voters to come and vote. Let me find out from a bunch of people here, largely the working class techies who are really keenly watching developments coming in from political parties. Let me start with Ashok here. Ashok, tell us about the manifesto of BJP that you saw today and even the other parties. What's your take?
I was just looking at a BJP manifesto. I felt like it's a national manifesto. It's not a state manifesto.
Really?
You're talking about radicalizing terrorism. You're talking about big things which is not even a state subject.
Uniform civil code.
Exactly. It's not even state subject. Why are they even bringing it over here? Right? We want better roads. We want better infrastructure. We have a traffic issue in Bangalore. I hate to go to office at morning 8 a.m. because I'm sure I'm going to get stuck in traffic for 2 hours. That is my issue. I don't know what you're going to do with the terrorism, radicalizing terrorism, NRCC. I don't even care.
All right, Ashok Baswaraj, what about you?
You have seen BJP, Congress. I mean, Congress is now pretty much copying the Aam Aadmi Party manifesto. BJP has come up with, it has a set agenda now. So it's more like we don't care about the state, we don't care about the people. It's more about we have a certain agenda that we want to work with.
So you think there's a huge disconnect among what people really want?
Yeah, so I mean, what about the farmers? What about the women that, what about the youth that need job?
But to be honest, for farmers, youth, I see extensive coverage. I'll come to you. Why don't you tell me, Subir, you've seen the manifesto of all three parties. And I've seen that there is representation for women in the Congress as well as the JDS. Even for farmers, for that matter. What about BJP's manifesto, since we're starting with that?
BJP, see, the unique thing they have mentioned in their manifesto is about the UCC and NRC. Yeah. So yeah, that's very much needed. And as
it's needed. You say it's needed.
Yes, it is very much needed. And as my dear friend Ashok was saying that like it's a state not pertaining to specific state. Let us bring all the states at par with each other, and then again the further development of India. That is what I am looking at BJP's manifesto.
Get all the states on par with one another, but all states are not the same. In a federal system like ours, there's complexities that one can't even imagine. To bring it at a level playing field is going to take I don't know how many more generations.
It is different from state to state. However, unless and until you synchronize it or you put a baseline towards it, how are you going to develop it?
Correct.